Okay guys, welcome to this video tutorial GCSE 9 to 1 maths lesson on types of numbers. So this is actually the first topic in the GCSE 9 to 1 maths numbers section curriculum. Okay, looking at types of numbers. Okay, we'll start with question number 1, guys. Which of the following numbers are integers? 1, 0.7, root 3, and 10 over 2. What does the word integer or integers mean? So integer or integers just mean whole numbers or whole number. So the number 1 is a whole number. 0.7 is what we call a decimal. Okay, the square root of 3 is what we call a surd because, it's not a whole number. And 10 halves actually is a whole number because 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, because the answer to this is a whole number. It gives you the number 5. So these two are integers. Okay, a little tick there. Question number 2. Which of the following numbers are square numbers? So a square number is made by taking a number and multiplying by itself. Okay, so for example, 1 times 1 is 1, so 1 is a square number. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 is a square number. So your square numbers in this list, okay, 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, 4 times 4 is going to be 16. So the square numbers in this list are 1, 36, and 100. That's because 1 squared is 1, 6 squared, which is 6 times 6 is 36, and 10 squared is 10 times 10, which is 100. Question number 3, guys. Which of the following numbers are prime? So a prime number, okay, is a number that has 2 factors only. So 2 distinct factors. 1 and itself. Okay, itself is not 1. Okay, a really common mistake. Okay, people think that 1 is a prime number. 1 is not a prime number because it only has 1 factor, which is 1. Okay, so 4 is not prime number, because it has 3 factors, 1, 2, and 4. 5 is a prime number because the factors of 5 are 1 and 5. 9 is not a prime number because it's divisible by 3 as well as 1 and 9. 11 is a prime number. Okay, 14 is not a prime number because it's even. And 19 is a prime number. Okay, so make sure that you're happy with what a prime number is, guys. It has 2 distinct factors, 1 and itself. Question number 4. Which of the following numbers are cube? So a cube number is 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1, or 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. So 1 is a cube number, 8 is a cube number, and 64 is a cube number. Okay, 1 is also a square number, 4 is a square number, not a cube number. 8 is a cube number, 9 is a square number, 36 is a square number, 64 is both a square number and a cube number, okay, because 4 cubed is 64, 2 cubed is 8, 1 cubed is 1. Okay, question number 5. What's the definition of a rational number? Give 3 examples. So it's either a whole number or a number that can be expressed as a fraction. So it's a whole number, okay, or a fraction, okay. So examples include the numbers, for example, whole number, let's say the whole number 2, okay, that's rational. Okay, a half is rational. Okay, 1/4 is rational. Okay, 2/9 is also rational. Okay, so you can have some reoccurring decimals that are rational, but in general, a rational number is a whole number or a number that can be written as a fraction, a over b, where a and b are non-zero. Okay, definition of an irrational number, okay, is the opposite, so it cannot be expressed as a fraction a over b. So give 3 examples. So the square root of 2, okay, that's what we call a surd. The square root of 3, okay, pi. Okay, these are examples of irrational numbers, so numbers that go on and on forever, okay, and that cannot be expressed as a fraction. So I cannot write it as a over b, okay, where a and b are non-zero, okay. and you can't get around it by writing it over 1. Okay, it has to be 2 different numbers, okay, for A and B. Okay, question number 7. What are the first 5 multiples of 7? That's going to be 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. The factors of 24, so numbers that go into 24 cleanly with no remainder, that'll be 1, because 1 times 24 is going to be 24. 2 goes into 24 12 times. 3 goes into 24 8 times. 4 goes into 24 6 times. Okay, 6 goes into 24 actually 24 times. Okay, 8, 12, and 24, because 24 goes into 24 once. Okay. Question number 9. Okay, is the number root 2 rational? What about the numbers 1.7 and a third? So root 2 is actually irrational, okay? Because the number 2 is not a square number. So the square root of 2, okay, if you bring it into your calculator, is like 1.41. Okay, yeah, and it goes on actually forever, okay? The numbers 1.7 and 1/3, they are actually rational. Okay, so it is a whole number, a terminating decimal, and also some reoccurring decimals where they can be written as a fraction. Okay, so that's the key part to remember. Okay, question number 10. Which of the following is not a cube number? Okay, so 4 is not a cube number. 1 is, because 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. Question number 11. Is the number 0.63 rational? Why not? Because I can express, so it's rational because it's rational because I can express this as a fraction. So it's 63 hundredths. So it is rational, guys. Okay. Question number 12. Find the factors of 48. So numbers that go into 48 cleanly with no remainder. That's going to be 1, because 1 times 48 is 48. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Okay. The next one is going to be 12. Then it's going to be 16. Then 24. And 20 and 48, sorry. These are all the numbers that go into 48 without a remainder. Question number 13. A menu has 3 starters, 6 mains, and 4 desserts. How many different possible combinations of the 3-course meals are there? Well, that would be 3 times 6 times 4. Okay, working this out. 3 6s is going to be 18. 18 times 4 is going to be 72. Okay. Question number 14. The square root of x is an integer, given that x is between 17 and 19. Find the value of x. So it's knowing your square numbers. So the square root of 25 gives me a whole number, which is 5. Okay, because 5 squared, or 5 times 5, is 25. Okay, so 25 is what I call a square number. Again, please learn your square numbers and your cube numbers for your exams. Question 15. Show why 2 root 9 is an integer but 2 root 7 is not. Because the square root of 9 gives me the whole number 3. Okay, so I have 2 lots of 3, which is 6. 6 is a whole number, i.e. the same as an integer. So that is, okay, so I've shown that actually here. However, root 7, okay, 7 is not a square number. So this does not give me, or does not equal, a whole number. Therefore, 2 root 7 will not be a whole number either. Okay, question 16, guys. Is 1 a prime number? Why or why not? So 1 only has one factor, which is itself. So 1 is not prime. So it's not prime. Okay, it's a really common mistake that students make when learning about primes. So 1 is not prime, okay? It only has one factor, namely 1. Okay. Question 17. What are the first 8 prime numbers? So the first prime number is 2, okay? Then it's 3, then it's 5, then it's 7, then it's 11, then it's 13, 17, and then it's 19. Okay, they are your first 8 prime numbers. Okay, question 18. If x equals 1.6, which of 2x, 5x, and 7x and 10x are integers or rational? Well, 2x means 2 times x, so it's 1.6 times 2, or 2 times 1.6, which is 3.2. That's rational because it's a decimal, but it's not an integer because it's decimal. So I'll put R for rational. 5x is 5 lots of 1.6. That gives you the answer of 8. So 8 is both an integer and rational. Okay, so it's an integer and rational. 7x, 7 lots of 1.6. That will give you a decimal. Okay, so 7 times 1 is going to be 7. 7 times 0.6 is going to be 4.2. So when you add it together, I get 11.2. So that's rational, but it's not an integer. Okay, and then lastly, 10x. Well, 1.6 times 10 is 16. Therefore, 10x is going to be an integer, and it's also rational. Okay, it's 1.6 times 10. The decimal point moves 1 place to the right, so it becomes 16. Question 19. Which of 2 root 4, 0.9, 2 root 7, 7 3/4, and 8 halves are integers? Well, root 4 gives you 2, so 2 root 4 will be 2 lots of 2, that will be 4. So that is an integer. Okay, so I'll put a little I there for integer. 0.9 is a decimal, so it's not an integer. 2 root 7 is definitely not an integer because 7 is not a square number. 7 is an integer, so 7 is an integer. 3/4 gives you the decimal 0.75, so that's definitely not an integer. And 8 halves is an integer because 8 divided by 2, okay, is 4. Okay, so this one, so 7 and then 8 halves are all integers. Okay, so, sorry, that's actually quite squeezed there. Okay, question 20. What makes a number an integer, a rational number, a square number, and a prime number? So a number that is an integer is just a whole number. Okay, so that's the key takeaway from today's video. It's a whole number. A rational number is a whole number or a number that can be expressed as a fraction, a over b, where a and b are non-zero. Okay. A square number is made by taking a number times it by itself. So 2 times 2, for example, is 4. 4 is a square number. And a prime number only has 2 factors, 1 and itself. Okay, so they are the key takeaways of today's video. Okay, so an integer is a whole number. Okay, a rational number is a whole number, or it can be expressed as a fraction. Okay, a square number is a number that you times by itself and get that number. And a prime number has only 2 factors, 1 and itself. Okay, that concludes today's video lesson on types of numbers. Hopefully it made sense. If you found it useful, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me on TikTok, and I'll see you inside the next video tutorial. Bye bye for now.